Obviamente un partido difícil, pero estás volviendo de una lesión larga. ¿Cómo sientes después de ese partido?
Bueno, siempre es difícil hablar después de una derrota, eh, pero bueno, hay que seguir. Nosotros somos un grupo muy unido y le vamos a encontrar la vuelta. Después, por mi lado, obviamente contento de volver. Tuve casi 2 meses afuera. eh, Estuve deseando este momento, así que feliz por volver, pero nada, hoy tocó perder, así que levantar cabeza y seguir.
Yeah, it's always difficult to speak after a loss, but we have to keep going. We're a very united group, and that we know that we have to pick our heads up and continue working to find our way back. For my part, obviously very happy to be back on the field. I missed almost 2 months with an injury, so to be back out there is good. But unfortunately, today was a loss, so we have to pick our heads up and keep going.
Got a report in the room. We're gonna go to John Lupo first.
Ramiro, first of all, congratulations on coming back. You had 57% of the possession. You know the Red Bulls like to possess the ball. I didn't think there was much rhythm, which is a credit to the way you guys played defensively. But what do you think you weren't able to do with all of that possession that you had?
Ramiro, felicidades en tu vuelta de lesión. Sabemos que tienes 57% de la posesión y que Red Bull quiere jugar con la posesión, pero no hubo un ritmo de ellos, que es un crédito a la defensa de Orlando. Pero, ¿qué crees que Orlando no pudo hacer en ese partido para marcar y para ganar el partido?
Bueno, muchísimas gracias. Sí, fue un partido duro, trabado, porque los dos jugamos. Ellos se encontraron con un gol antes de que termine el primer tiempo y ahí yo creo que ellos jugaron a defender y nosotros no tuvimos la claridad suficiente para definirlo y tampoco de patear al arco. Pero bueno, son cosas que tenemos que ir mejorando, todavía quedan muchos partidos. Estoy seguro y completamente que le vamos a encontrar la vuelta y hay que seguir.
Yeah, first off, thank you very much. It was a very tough and hard-working game because of the way that both teams like to play. They were able to score a goal just before halftime, and I think in that moment and throughout the game, we didn't have the clarity to be able to finish, or in a lot of cases to be able to shoot on goal. But we know that there's a lot of games left, and that this group is incredibly hardworking and united, and we know that we're going to continue to work to find our way back.
All right, we're gonna go down the line here as I see them. We'll start with Alonso Contreras.
Thank you, aquí. ¿Cómo estás, Ramiro? Bueno, primero felicitarte por volver y, bueno, lastimosamente con una derrota, pero en realidad el equipo Red Bull no fue superior a ustedes, vino más que todo una jugada a balón parado y ustedes atacaron muchas veces, pero ¿qué crees que faltó para concretar? Obviamente que el gol, pero ¿por qué no llega el gol?
Bueno, muchas gracias de vuelta. Y sí, como dije, ellos se encontraron con un gol y la verdad que no tuvieron muchas llegadas ellos y nosotros tuvimos mala pelota ahí cerca del arco y, y nos falta eso, claridad, claridad a la hora de definir. Una gotita de suerte también nos vendría bien, pero bueno, sí, no hay que, no hay que ir a la suerte, sino es seguir intentando, obviamente con esfuerzo, trabajo, sacrificio y con ganas de ganar siempre. Este grupo lo tiene y estoy seguro que vamos a levantar esto.
Yeah, thank you for the wishes on the return. Like I said, it was a moment where they were able to find the goal, and we were lacking that clarity. we weren't having good ball possession around the goal and around the box. And, we were missing that clarity to finish, and also maybe a little bit of luck, but you can't rely on that luck. The only thing that there is to do is continue pushing ahead, continue to work with effort, with sacrifice, which this team always has. So that's what we're going to continue to do.
Austin, David?
Ramiro, this season, Lions have failed to score in 7 of the 16 games they've played. From your perspective, what have you kind of seen just in terms of the difference between chance creation and chance finishing compared to last season? Just from your perspective, what have you kind of seen and what needs to change?
Ramiro, ya que se faltó de marcar en unos partidos esta temporada, en comparación a la temporada pasada, ¿no? Pero ¿qué crees que está faltando a este equipo de la claridad de definir esta temporada?
Nada, seguir intentando, siempre. Hay que ir para adelante, seguir intentando, atacando. Nosotros tenemos nuestra idea de juego, y vamos a muerte con eso. Hoy lamentablemente toca que capaz no está entrando, pero es cuestión de tiempo y en algún momento va a entrar, porque nosotros, como dije, entrenamos mucho, nos esforzamos mucho, dejamos todo y tarde o temprano eso paga. Así que es seguir y seguir.
Yeah, I think if for us, it's just something that we have to continue on, right? We have to continue forward. We have to continue attacking, trying to bring the ball into the area and put ourselves into those positions. So it's like I said, it's something where we're just going to keep going. We train a lot. We're hardworking. We have our idea that we like to play with the game, and it's for us, it's just a matter of time, right? The ball's going to go in. We just have to continue to push forward and play with our idea.
We'll go now to Michael Citro.
Ramiro, we saw this team turn things around late last year, going on a good run. What will it take for this year's team to do that? It doesn't seem like things are as close to coming together as they were at this time last season.
El año pasado vimos que el equipo terminó el año con unos partidos muy bien, que está ganando mucho en el fin del año, pero este año parece que el equipo es un poco más lejos de esa forma. ¿Qué tiene que hacer este equipo para ganar esa forma otra vez?
Otra vez, lo vuelvo a decir lo mismo, seguir. Nosotros al principio del año pasado también no teníamos esa continuidad que tuvimos a fin de año. Capaz ahora nos está costando un poco más, pero tarde o temprano lo vamos a encontrar. Los resultados van a venir. Y como te dije y como voy a decir siempre, siempre es entrenando, dejando todo dentro de la cancha y sabiendo que haces todo lo posible por estar bien, siendo profesional y todo, las cosas se van a dar y se nos van a dar porque nosotros tenemos un grupo muy bueno y muy unido y tarde o temprano vamos a empezar a ganar y a encontrar esos resultados.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing that I've been saying, right? Just continuing to push forward. Obviously, last year we went through this as well. We didn't have quite the continuity at the this year that we did at the end of last year, so that's been costing us a little bit. But we're just going to keep pushing forward, and I'll say what I'm always going to say is that's going to come through training, right? Continuing to train, continuing to work, continuing to leave everything on the field like the professionals that we are. And if we're able to do that, I know that the results will come, and we're going to get there.
Last one with Luis Carlos Pineda.
Hola Ramiro, buenas noches. Entraste con Luis Muriel y se notó un poco más de actitud al atacar y a generar jugadas de ataque. ¿Qué les dijo Oscar en el entretiempo? ¿Cuál era el plan? Y si te gustaría hacer una dupla con Luis para el próximo partido ante Los Ángeles, quizás ya de titular del arranque. Gracias.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bueno, no, el profe nos pidió que tiremos diagonales, que seamos verticales y que ataquemos. Eso es lo que tratamos de hacer. Y y nada, y después lo de jugar, Luis es un gran jugador, obviamente me encantaría jugar con Luis, o, sí, me encantaría jugar, la verdad que sí, obviamente todos queremos jugar, queremos estar, eh, pero bueno, hay que apoyar al grupo, estamos todos muy unidos y siempre tirando todo para el mismo lado.
Oscar asked us to stay right up tight against the line and to play very vertical and to attack is basically what he asked of us, which that's what we were trying to do throughout the second half. And in terms of playing, right, Luis is a great player, right? So to be able to play with him would be great. I would love that. I just love to play overall. But as a professional, all I want to do is to be able to support this group, and I think that's what we all want to do. We're all very united, and so we just continue to work. And when we get selected to play, we give everything we have.
Thank you, Ramiro.
A hard night for our team offensively. I thought that we did a lot of things that we planned towards the game where we had control in our elaboration, our sequences were what we wanted, but our last third is not being effective. So we paid the price with teams that without getting in your box much, in some point they score something that we don't do. So that's the disappointment as well. And we will continue. We'll try to close the things off and reorganize. Take this break as a way to reshape the group and see how can we bounce back.
Great. We're gonna go to Austin David.
Oscar, you kind of talked about the inability to find that scoring punch. With the team not being able to score in 7 of the 16 games so far this year, how do you kind of change that, especially with all the chances that are being created, but not as much being finished? What do you kind of see from those chances to try and fix it?
Right. Well, in the game, as you can find solutions for that deficiency, and one of them is just check if the structure is allowing us to have volume on the box. And the other one is that if we have volume, we have to check if we have numbers arriving in the box with possibility to score. And also, and this is something that depends of all of us, coaches and players, is to see if with our abilities, we have that power to concrete those actions. So we are aware of that. The players are very aware of that, and they have been working on trying to translate those situations in goals, but it's evident that we're not finding it yet.
Go to Michael, sister.
Oscar, thanks for your time. You've tried changing up the shape this year, and the tactics a little bit. You team went out and got Luis Muriel, but things are just still not clicking. What other things can you try as a coach in terms of getting things going? Obviously, the season is well underway at this point.
Right. Yeah, I think is a point where in our analysis, Michael, that we're trying to see if we can help with the structure and trying to glue the players in a situation that they can feel are more precise and closer to their best level and performances. That job belonged to the coach, and you know that I assume that responsibility 100%. At this point, we have to keep searching to see if what we tried in the last 5 games, just trying to change the structure, if it's necessary to keep doing it, or we have to do it, and it is evident, yeah, we have to find some other roads to get better in that regard, Michael. But we are aware very disappointing and not being that team that can be heavy in the last third of the field. That when we are right in the box, it seems like we don't have that punch. And in this industry, well, when you lose 1-0 and the other team doesn't have that many, but they score one goal and then you end up in this situation.
Go to Luis Carlos on the Zoom and then in the room.
Profe, thank you for your time. I wanted to ask you, Orlando had over 600 passes throughout the whole game compared to Columbus 361. What can the team do better to connect those chances? It seems that there's always an extra touch on the box. Thank you, sir.
Right. I think you answered the question that it was a good one. And when you make that comparison and our game against Columbus, and every game is different, and the opponent, of course. But sometimes you don't have that control of the ball and you don't have that volume of possession, but you are more dangerous. And we create options with a tendency that is closer to score goals. And today, I didn't see that. I thought we had the ball control, the desire, and we have the spaces, but we look far to be lethal in the box. That's something that you say. Well, it seems like it is not the quantity of passes and it's not the quantity of the possession that you have, but instead just having that lethal instinct in the box, and we'll keep searching for it. That's our responsibility.
Go to John here in the room.
Oscar, it seemed like there are times in second half where you're playing much more vertically and trying to attack, and then there were, we also wanted, you were doing well on the counter. I know you were talking about possession, and they like to have the ball, and they didn't have the ball as much, but in the final third, it seemed like there was just a lack of, as Robin put it, clarity with the chances. What do you think, was it what they were doing defensively? Was it not looking up passes? And also, with the break coming up, I know obviously, as has been said, you've failed to score in 7 of the 16 games. Is there one thing that you can pinpoint that you really want to work on, or do you just have to go over everything and obviously try to figure it out?
Right. I think it's very obvious that with 7 games in the season where you don't score goals, and then the pretensions to, or the intentions to be in a good spot on the standing is difficult. But the answer is not just saying that we're not scoring. The answer is just trying to see if we can modify behaviors in the field on whether it is tactically, whether it is in a structure, whether it is putting the players in the right places, and all those things are part of the complexity of the game. And there is a part that the players assume or take that responsibility, and they do it because we have a tremendous group of professionals here, and I know they feel uncomfortable on not being available to finish those actions, because at the end of the sequence, you have to have that precision to score a goal. But we're not having it. Again, it's very evident. But I have from my seat just to analyze, because I don't like in the shortcut and say, well, this is the players that don't score goals. It will be a very poor comment from my side.
All right, we'll wrap up there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys.